Hi guys, Ken here, and today I am bringing you our ISO Community Day discussion for the week with the spotlight on no other than the first family, Fantastic Four. And this team is still a pretty viable team in the game, pretty good for war. Whether you're using them on offense or on defense, it's up to you. But we are going to be discussing the ISOs for this amazing team, including Namor and including She-Hulk, and maybe a little bit into Doctor Doom as well. So hopefully you guys find this video helpful. And if you do, you already know the drill. Please don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I also stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Fantastic Four, he does have that synergy. We'll talk about his kit too, I guess. Might as well. But I think we're gonna try and keep all the ISOs in mind with the current Fantastic Four team. Regardless, we won't be getting Doctor Doom anytime soon. I don't think. Like Book Hunter said, you have to still get your get to level 80. And then from there, you have to get all your those characters to gear 15. So it's gonna be a while, but just to get an idea, we'll throw it out there, Volcano. Skirmisher mostly though. Skirmisher mostly for what? Oh, for Phoenix. I got you, Moon. All right, let me join the general chat. I got you, Moon. All right, let me join the general chat. Can you hear me, Moon? The general chat.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. How you doing today, Moon?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. How you doing today? Oh, I hear you. I hear your I hear the stream on the background.
Be gone.
Be gone. All right, perfect. All right, and like I said, anybody's more than welcome to join the call if you guys want. All you have to do is go into the general. If you have a phone or whatever, you can join the call. But me and Moon will definitely be discussing this Fantastic Four team. How excited are you for Doctor Doom?
I'm pretty excited. I'm actually really excited for DD4. DD3 second run was like some of the most fun that I had in the game.
Second run, yeah. I know you told me. I've definitely been watching your stream whenever you do Dark Dimension 3 runs, and you definitely enjoy it. You're one of the select few, so I enjoy it because I get to learn a little bit more from you on that aspect.
Yeah, I like trying to one-shot it. I'm not looking forward to like trying to figure out who to bring in.
Yeah.
As far as that is concerned, I feel like there are two types. There's the theory crafters that figure out who to bring in, and then there's the pilots, and I feel like I'm a pilot in that regard.
You're a pilot in that, yeah. No, you definitely got it going on that end. Well, I gotta say, I am excited about Doctor Doom. I think I'm more excited about just kind of like this whole patch as a whole, and the new things that are coming into the game. Finally, we get level 80. Gear 15, I'm not too crazy about. I'm not gonna lie, because it's gonna be a mess to bring up all those characters again. I've been struggling just to take them to gear 14, but hey, it's progression. It's part of the game, and it's something that we expected, and we've been expecting for some time soon. So it should be a fun patch.
Yeah, G15 is they've put a new I don't know, call them a new mini unique, a new G15 piece, and it looks like we need 70 plus of each one to take a character up. That's worth taking up. So it's a long haul. But you also got to remember too, it's going to be for us mere mortals, it's going to be a couple 3 months before level 8 anyways.
Exactly. Yeah, it'll be a while too, I'm sure, before we get to level 80 at this point.
Right.
So it'll give us some time to start farming it from now on. Like now, the only thing for me is if it's gonna be in the war store like that, then I'm still gonna try and value my X23 charge as much as possible, because I do want to make sure that I get my Dr. Octopus as high as possible early on. But I'm gonna have to, whenever she's not in the store, then I'm really gonna have to make a decision, go for it if I see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep a buffer of maybe like 4,000 war credits for X23 buys.
Yeah, she's so important right now, isn't she? She's such a key character.
I'm making the push to 7 stars before January, so we'll see.
Nice.
I have the luck of I don't need anybody else in the war store. I've got everybody else at 7 stars that matters. So that's a Sinister, Pyro.
Sinister is good, but he's he's luxury at this point in that story, in the sense of like he doesn't give you another legendary. He's amazing, and I don't know if you saw, I actually farmed him today, but I farmed him today because I got X23 back to back to back in the war store like 4 times in a row, so I'm actually pretty close to getting her to 6 stars. I don't know if I'll be able to take her from here till January to 7 stars, but that's mainly where my white currency is going. And every so often, here and there, I'll splurge and I'll get a Sinister Shard. But now that we have the new mini uniques for Gear 15, I think I'm gonna have to stop farming Sinister until I have X23 at 7. I think I'm gonna have to exclusively go for X23 and then mini uniques.
Yeah, it's the same here. I actually spent my promotion credits to promote Sinister 7 Red, so because I found out, you can go Doom. That's how you're gonna beat Doom until I get him. So
exactly. All right, but now getting into the gist of things, we are gonna be talking ISOs for this fantastic first family. Very big part of the Marvel universe, and we probably have to start off with the most important character in the game for us, the legendary Fantastic Four member herself, Invisible Woman. And talking about her kit and what she does, I think there's definitely different possible ISOs for her. I like her as a healer just because she has so much health. Like her health bar, 220,000. I do have a 6 red star IW, but even outside of that, she is one of the best characters in the games when it comes to health too, right?
She's pretty high up there. I never actually invested heavily in IW, but I think she might be a key piece to doing the legendary nodes.
Yeah.
2-turn defense up, the invis, the barrier. She's good. She's good in every game mode. And right now I've got her just like you as a skirmisher.
Yeah.
The main reason I don't like her as a healer is she is slow.
1, 2, 3.
Her speed. What is her speed? 105. So that's on the slower end these days, and there isn't really any way in the team to like speed her up.
She is 25 in the game. No, 26 in the game in health, which it's actually quite up there, to be honest, because I'm looking at, let me show you the green bar and see how high she is. So this is the green bar, which is like the meter where we can tell halfway through it, and then IW is all the way up here. Where is she? I just passed her right up here. So she's definitely she definitely has a very big health bar. But like you kind of mentioned, I do have her as a skirmisher for a different reason. It's just something I guess that we can think of. She is slow. She's not gonna be probably your first, second, or third character to go in your team. I know whenever I'm using her as a counter, she's not the fastest member. Even for Fantastic Four, she's probably what, 4th turn?
I think she might be 3rd.
Or she
you have on the team,
because you have Human Torch, right? It's first. Human Torch goes first.
Human Torch is first out of the gate, and then I think Mr.
Namor?
Fantastic.
If you're using Namor,
Namor I think goes before her too.
Yeah. So Namor, if you're using Namor, if not, Mr. Fantastic, if you're using She-Hulk, I think it's gonna be between those two. I think those two are definitely the ones that are gonna go after, and then I think it's between IW and the team competing for who's the slowest on this team. 105.
Yeah. What will be interesting to see is her counterattack when somebody gets hit with a shield. If that's going to apply
the skirmisher, the vulnerable,
the vulnerable tag. Mm-hmm. The way that they talk about it, I don't think so. I think it has to be the actual counterattack buff. Yeah. But I don't know.
So, I mean, we'll get to Mr. Fantastic, but I think Mr. Fantastic, he applies like assist. And every time he assists, I think he does land the vulnerable. I can't say if that's the same, because it doesn't work with counters, and that's the thing with her. This is technically a counter, right? When an enemy attacks this character with barrier, attack that enemy for 200% damage. So it's technically a retaliation. It's not an assist per se, and I don't think it works on counters. So no, you won't be able to land that vulnerable with her.
Well, it hasn't worked on counters, but that's been a bug.
So did they fix it?
Patch.
Ooh, so if they fixed it,
counterattacks. but I don't know if it is considered retaliation, if it's considered a counterattack. Like, we'll have to test that.
Okay. Perfect. All right, then we'll have to test that in the Blitz later on today. So we're going to start off by making her a skirmisher. I think she is a little bit slow, but just having another person in this team that can end up applying a vulnerable will definitely help, the other guys, which we'll get to them. But I do think there's a couple of good strikers on this team that will definitely take advantage of getting some more vulnerables in place. If, as you said, they fix that mechanic and now every time she retaliates and she's hitting them back with when you hit the barrier for her or anybody in this Fantastic Four team, then I think that would be key for her to stay as a skirmisher more than anything.
Yeah, agreed. And also, just like Fantastic Four doesn't have great buff removal, so having some skirmishers on the team can help out in that regard to get around taunts, get around.
Yeah, they definitely don't have anything that can help on that aspect. I think Mr. Fantastic has something on his kit. I want to say if it's in his passive. Let's see. On turn, choose 3 random enemies. If they have a positive effect, remove 1, but definitely nothing that can help them on that aspect. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think they're definitely going to be a team that, with more vulnerables on the playing field, the better. Because you want to be able to get through this team attacks pretty fast. You want your Human Torch to survive and land his ult, and that doesn't happen often. They always go for poor Johnny, so it might be key. All right, so you're happy with her then for skirmisher?
I'm happy with her at skirmisher.
Yeah, and then like we said, maybe alternates. You're thinking, even though she is slow, she is one of the tankiest characters in the game. Maybe healers might not be a horrible idea.
If you're using her like in raids too, off her team. Raids.
Yeah, in similar cases, like if you're using U7 and you're running a Black Bolt in your 7 team, which I might do that today. I like him as a healer sometimes, even though he's a great striker, so that he can feed that extra regen to Yo-Yo if I'm running him with the Yo-Yo. So certain scenarios, we might consider that, but I think initially she might be a good skirmisher. And we're going to try that mechanic for sure in Blitz and see if it's a thing. If she's landing those vulnerables every time someone's hitting their barrier, that's going to be amazing. I think that's going to be key. All right. Invisible Woman. We're done with her. Moving on to the one they wanted out of this team. They pretty much tried to give him the boot, but most people are still running this team with Namor. And I don't blame them.
I don't. Offense are running Namor still.
Yeah. You're running that Namor with Fantastic Four, right?
No. Well, no.
Are you running She-Hulk?
I'm running She-Hulk, and when we get to She-Hulk, I'll tell you why. But
okay,
I've got my Namor's about the same as yours, but I've got the 5 red stars, so he's about 55k.
Yeah, didn't they give out like a 5 red star in one of those campaigns? I don't remember. Yeah. It was a milestone.
It was a milestone. I think it was Ghost Rider's milestone, maybe.
Yeah, and I was just so busy for that one. I remember traveling and just hating life because I was like, I know I'm gonna miss out, and I did. I missed out on that extra 5 red star on him, but it's okay. He still have 4 red stars, which is not horrible. He still puts in tons of damage. So
yeah,
what do you have for Namor?
Right now, I've got him as a raider. It's okay. The main issue is that those deflects block crits.
Yeah,
and so a lot of times,
super unfortunate.
Or if you're taking him up against somebody. But when he does his ult, they're all going to be deflected up. He can't crit, can't mark anybody, and then it kind of loses viability after that.
It's such a pain, and so disappointing because that's where he's at. Like he's in more offense if you're gonna use him, and he's able. It's on his kit too. That's the crazy part. When he's doing his ult, not this one. Giganto on more offense. This attack always crits. It always crits, but there's no point if there's deflects in the battlefield. So it's quite disappointing. We don't know yet because I know last time Sen said it may be a bug, and it may get fixed at some point. But it's still working like that. So it might be one of those things too. Then it's gonna throw your order if you don't do that ult first turn because you want to clear those buffs with him. That's why you're trying to do it. If the opposite team on the battlefield has deflects, then you're not gonna land any single vulnerable. So very disappointing.
Something else to note on Raider. They did note in the update that the text has been updated on Raider to be on active ability crit as opposed to on crit. So no passive attacks, which is what it was working the way it was working before. We thought maybe it was a bug, but it's not. They've updated the text to say that is on active ability. So anytime you use an ability that crits, it works, but beyond that.
All right, so it says it right here. They did change the text on an inactive ability crit. So in this case, it's working as intended on Namor. So without the deflex, then it's still amazing because you end up landing vulnerable on everybody on the battlefield, which is great. We love that. Is there anything else that you can consider for Namor then, if you don't want to deal with the fact that he doesn't land vulnerable in War Offense?
I mean, the only thing would be no. I mean, there's just not.
There's nothing else, right?
Maybe
Striker
for Mr. Fantastic to call him in. I don't even know if Mr. Fantastic can call him in because he's not Fantastic Four.
Well, and if for some reason, I guess Striker is the only one that's a little bit more valuable. Definitely not as good as Raider for him, but for the extra damage, maybe for the extra damage at that point. And as we said, more than anything, if you have, well, we're gonna get to Mr. Fantastic, but
we'll get to Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah,
he's the linchpin of the team at the moment.
I'm gonna skip everybody because we need to talk about him, I think, before we talk about anybody else. Agreed?
Yeah. The last thing I have on Namor is I'm looking at other viability on other teams, making him like an Ultron-esque character that plugs into other teams and in war can punch up better with them. Yeah,
especially if you have your Fantastic Four on defense, or if you're just taking She-Hulk still into War Offense with this team. If you want to use him somewhere else, the good thing about Namor is that he's good. His kit is really good for War. It's meant for War, so it's great with the Fantastic Four, but it still does plenty of damage on its own. So outside of War, different story, but yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so we agreed Raider, if anything possible, Striker with Namor, if you don't want to make him a Raider. But all right, moving on to probably the main piece, because this is kind of like the engine, right? This is the engine that kind of makes it go when it comes to Fantastic Four. And I guess
you look at that passive level 4, that's where we see what we want.
Exactly. So passive at level 4, I can't even say it. Always apply assist now. So yes, he ends up applying assist in the other levels, but if you want him to apply assist now every single turn, you need to make sure you have it at level 4 when it comes to his passive. So really, really good passive. On self and each Fantastic Four or She-Hulk's allies turn, apply assist now to self, Namor, She-Hulk, or a random Fantastic Four ally. So you're gonna get an assist, and if it's him, then it's a great thing. Why? Because if we make him, in this case I've made him a skirmisher, then he's gonna be landing that vulnerable on everybody, right?
And he's gonna be calling an assist, and if it's one of your strikers, you get a triple tap.
You get a triple tap too. So we like that triple tap action. We like the first attack. We like the vulnerable. We like that extra attack. It's definitely an amazing mechanic. It's something that I think once we get to Young Avengers, we'll definitely talk about. We'll have some fun with that team too. But it's definitely what makes this team even stronger now, I think.
Yeah, and there's no question he's 100% skirmisher. Like there's just no other. There isn't anything else for him to beat.
Yeah, this is not a debate, guys. I think we can make debates for other ISOs and other characters, but for Mr. Fantastic, if you want your Fantastic 14 to run correctly, do whatever you want with the other characters, but you need a skirmisher on Mr. Fantastic. And once again, we're gonna do a Blitz rotation, or not a Blitz rotation. We'll do a couple of Blitz matches with Fantastic Four, so you guys can see how viable this assist now is from him.
Also, in our update notes, they do mention the Striker Skirmisher a combo that we were talking about.
Yeah.
And this thing, it was not an intended interaction, but they like it, so they're gonna keep it for now.
So they're gonna keep it, yeah. Yeah, that triple tap was probably not as intended, huh?
Yeah, I don't think the triple tap was intended for a Striker to call in a. But they like it. They and we like it. And it doesn't seem to have like a huge adverse effect. It's brought up quite a few teams to relevance again. So
yeah,
why not keep it?
Why not keep it? Agreed. All right, guys. So I think this one was pretty easy. We needed to get to him though before we talked about the rest, because once again, I think he kind of is like the engine for this team. I only have a 3 red star, Mr. Fantastic, so I definitely need to make sure that I bring him up. And if I can get more red stars on him so he can survive, even better. But I need to bring him up everywhere for this team to really function correctly. So far, he's surviving though. And even though he's not putting tons of damage, he is adding that vulnerable. And then the rest of the team seems to be taking care of it.
Yeah, I have almost the same Mr. Fantastic as you do. Yeah. 3 red, 6 yellow. And I decided to gamble on his $10 red star orb.
Did you? How did it go?
I pulled a 3 red. It was
no. I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, that's, RNG. That's the luck of the draw when it comes to those orbs. So
I was like, all right, never again. These orbs are terrible. I can't believe I got desperate and suckered into it.
Yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us. Adrian said Ravagers are the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes trash. I hear you. All right. So pretty easy decision, I think, on Mr. Fantastic. We already talked about Invisible Woman. We talked about Namor. I think we're going to move on to the other centerpiece of this team. And I think that is Human Torch.
Yeah. Human Torch is all damage all the time, all up front, and for me, striker 100% of the time.
Yeah, I like him as a striker. Him able to apply bleeds too, as well. If Mr. Fantastic calls him, I love it whenever he does, because he ends up applying bleed upon bleed on the enemy team. But he's just tons of damage. Every single one of his attacks is not wasted either. It's just pure damage. Once again, I kind of got a little bit unlucky with him. I just got a 4 red star on him the other day, so I was actually quite excited about that. But he's another character that deserves the red stars. He deserves, or he doesn't deserve it, but he needs it. He needs the high gear. He needs a high level just because he's so squishy. In fact, I should take him to gear 2 level striker ISOs just for the health, because he needs the health.
Yeah, like mine's about the same as yours, and I'm at 86k health, so he gets one shot pretty quick.
Pretty easy, right? Yeah, the AI has such a that's a big target on Human Torch. I feel like he just never survives for me. We're gonna do this. I'm actually gonna do this as we're talking about him, because like I said, he's definitely super squishy. But I'm gonna take him up, get that extra health in him. And even then, I don't think he's cracking 100,000 right now, is he? Let me see. No, he's at 90,000.
Yeah, there's no way he's cracking 100,000.
I probably have to take him to level 4 ISOs for him to be at 100,000, or gear till 12 or something. But it's sad. He's just a squishy character, and unfortunately, he is the damage of this team. So you want him to survive long enough to get his ult off.
Battle star. That is amazing.
Ooh, battle starting. You're right. Here, let's do this real quick. All right, guys, we're gonna do this one real quick for honor. Oh, we got this. 46 allies. Leaf of Glory killed the ghost. Oh, Batista got a 7 red star for him. Nice, I'm jealous. Yeah, I bet you he just blows people off the map at that point, being that high red stars. That ult will just do an instant delete. Congrats to Sway, Moon Dancer, and Arkham. Well done, guys. Ooh, I got goodies. All right, let me do this. Start this up for the next one real quick. Go ahead, guys. This is a good one. Remember, drop your rogues in there. I'm putting my rogue. If you guys think you're gonna get all the rogues, you're wrong. Your boy's going after them too. Drop a rogue. Yep, going back to the fun. So you have him as a striker, correct?
Oh yeah, 100% striker. I don't think there's any other debate as to what he should be. Like even with Fortifier, it's not going to be enough to make him live.
Yeah. No, and like I said, I think every time you get lucky enough to get called up on an assist with him, he just ends up applying Blitz on the opposite team, which is always fantastic too. I really think he's just an amazing striker as it is. Plus, he needs the damage if you're gonna get that ult off and try to delete enemies from the field. Okay. 2 easy decisions when it comes to Mr. Fantastic and Human Torch. How about our boy, The Thing? The Thing is so short, by the way. They need to do something about it. He's so massive in the comics, and he gets towered by, I think, even like Namor. Pretty funny.
So for me, The Thing is one of the slowest characters that's still usable in the game, right?
Yeah.
Like 86 speed. And so for me, like when he does get to take a turn, I want him to delete somebody from the board. So I put him as a striker.
Yeah, agreed. I have him as a striker myself. I think he's very high damage. He already has 11,000 damage, only being a gear tier 10, 65. If I were to take him up to gear tier 12 and level 70, 71, different story. But even at this low levels, he's definitely packing tons of damage. Adding him as a striker, getting that extra damage, it only helps. Another character that I don't mind when he gets an assist on, because he ends up putting tons of damage on the enemy team.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty easy decision. The only other, like maybe consideration would be Fortifier if you're not running She-Hulk.
Yeah.
But again, I just feel like it's Fortifier is another one. Like all of these healer, Fortifier, all those defensive ones really want your character to be fast.
Yeah. You want them to start putting that regen out on the floor on the team early too. And with The Thing, he's just all damage. So if you do Fortifier on him, it has to be, once again, as we mentioned, at the higher levels too, because it's not going to do much else. At that point, might as well just have him survive of the barrier that IW puts in the battlefield. So I think Fortifier at higher levels might be recommended then, if that's the case, if you're going to try something different with him.
That leaves us with She-Hulk.
The Bad Mama Jama herself. Oh my god, thank god that they reworked her.
Updated model. She looks fabulous. This is the model she deserved.
This is what we deserved all this time, and they were holding her back.
Well,
like, what was this? This is what she was doing the whole time. No neck, just kind of like the shoulders were all the way past her freaking nose. It was insane, but we love this model.
It was pretty clear the initial model was rushed for the patch just to get it out in time.
Yeah.
It didn't have this level of polish that we expect from her, from our art team.
She looks great now. I mean, she looks proportionate. I don't even think she was proportionate before. If we go back and we see like the old footage, I'm telling you, I think even the head was bigger. Like now she looks like she's definitely more proportionate too.
And she feels tall, like she
has a neck. It feels taller too, right? The pose that they did for her this time around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
So she's a really slow character as well.
Yes. Not far behind. 88. We're talking about The Thing. The Thing and She-Hulk go for they're trying to go for who's slowest. What did you do with She-Hulk?
So initially I put her as a skirmisher, see if she got called in, and it wasn't good, and so I've switched her up since to be a striker as well.
Yeah. I love that.
She has great damage for a protector.
Mm-hmm.
And even at like gear tier 10, level 65 that I've got her at, like she's sturdy. She can take some hits. She tanks quite well.
Yeah.
She turned my my F4 team into an auto 8.3 win.
Nice. Yeah. There you go. And that's, like I said, I think people were definitely undervaluing her. I'm not saying she's the greatest character in the game either, guys. Don't get me wrong. Like, don't misinterpret what I'm saying. But I think She-Hulk has some value. And she also made my list of best plug and play characters for a reason, just in case people don't want to take their Namor out of Fantastic Four team. I do see the value in her. I did Striker as well, and I kind of had the same thought process, and she's the only one that applies defense down in the Fantastic Four team too. So just in case, once again, if she ends up getting that goal from the assist from Mr. Fantastic, then just hopefully she ends up landing defense down all over the field as well, and then taking advantage of any vulnerables in place too, because she hits hard, like you said. She has a lot of damage.
And the last thing I'll mention on She-Hulk is a lot of people are, in my opinion, they're falling into the I'm being basic trap, where they're like, well, she's a war defense character, so we got to put her on war defense. No, you don't.
No, you don't. Yep.
You can use her on offense, and she's great on offense. I took F4 against about a 70k punch up in to Shield, and like she's taken the double tap from Shield security. She outlasted till the end of the fight. So
yeah. My She-Hulk only has 1 T3 in place, and even like this, I wanted to try. I was like, you know what? Let me sneak her into one attack. And I tell you what, even in war offense, she's still good with this team. I replaced Namor with her just to give it a shot. It was a small punch up, and I think it was actually a small punch up into like a supernatural team, which I was surprised to win that, to be honest. But once again, ISOs really made that fight kind of easy. And She-Hulk was just fantastic. She was landing those defense down left and right. So yeah, I'm not too disappointed with it. I think it's just the problem with her was that she came with such great characters like Anti-Venom, and people were hyping them up. So, she just got lost in that patch, but she's not bad.
Yeah, she definitely got lost in the patch. Another bio character, but I think when we can start getting her gold stars up, like people are gonna really kind of like when Thing first came out, people were very meh on Thing. And then as they start getting those 7 yellow stars, they're like, wait, he just deletes people when he goes.
I remember, like, all the content creators, well, not all the content, but get what I'm saying. Like, they were like, my God, Thing is so trash. He's so slow. And then, like, eventually it was like, he hits so hard. He's so good that Thing deletes people. But, it's one of those things that sometimes you just have, I always tell you guys this, like, you have to give it time. Even when I see an amazing kit on paper, I want to try it out for myself, and then I'll give you guys my decision based off of that. Sometimes we just have to be patient and wait till we get our hands on these characters. So I think She-Hulk is very viable with this team, even outside of war defense, like you said, war offense. And if you're running her and you blitz attacks, you should be having tons of fun with her. I like her as a striker. I think I tried her as a skirmisher initially, or no, I only did striker on her.
I tried her as a skirmisher initially, and she's just too slow for a skirmisher.
Yeah.
The only other thing is possibly Fortifier, just because if you've got like a bunch of extra ions that want to burn them and need her to tank a little bit heavier during your war fights, if you're not using Namor, haven't brought Namor up. But I think ultimately, like, she's going to land at striker.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay, so far I think these have been pretty easy in my mind's ISO selection. We've covered everybody in the Fantastic Four team except for, wait, where did the Thing go? I know we talked about the Thing. He disappeared. Did I unfavor him?
Possibly.
I did, because I know we talked about him.
We did talk about the Thing.
Yeah, we did talk about him.
Has some tangential connection with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, that tangential connection has to do a little bit with his passive. Gain that extra 10% damage and 50% focus if any Fantastic Four character is present. So you gain that extra focus with the passive.
Something to note that is, it says if present, so that means if the enemy team has a Fantastic Four, he gets that bonus.
Yeah, I think it's all the way down at the bottom, but it says it's Or was it in the blog? I think it was in the blog then that they mentioned it, that it was if any Fantastic Four is present, meaning friendly or enemy, this still will happen. So if you're taking your Doctor Doom against a Fantastic Four team, it should still work. I'm trying to find what else there was. There was something with IW, right? Also as well with him, or was that it? Just the passive.
It might have been an IW's passive.
Maybe is it IW's, and we can't see that yet, right? It won't.
It may not have been updated yet. I do feel like there was something else with IW, but I don't.
Yeah, I can't recollect. I thought there was. I could be wrong. I thought there was some kind of extra synergy with IW, but either way, this is always quite good. Gaining that extra 10% damage, also getting that 50% focus if any Fantastic Four is present. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to run him with a full Fantastic Four team. Just any Fantastic Four character makes sense. Or if you're taking them against a Fantastic Four team, he ends up gaining that extra value. But what are your initial thoughts then, I guess, for Doctor Doom?
I mean,
if you're using him with Fantastic Four, let's say that. If you're using him with Fantastic Four.
My initial thought is Raider for the extra crit. So he gets that AoE attack on turn. Is that turn 1? He gets AoE attack.
Yeah.
And then on turn 2, he gets to attack like 4 more times. So that's just more chances to crit. Anybody that's attacking multiple times
might be good Raider.
Would be a good Raider usually. Mm-hmm. Especially like turn 1, he removes all the deflects and then gets to go again and start.
Yeah.
I do feel like if you get to turn 2, it's not going to matter. You won the fight, but
yeah, at that point it's over. He is a scary character already, man. I'm telling you, Ultra 2. I don't think Ultron 2.0 makes gives it justice. He's looking like a scary character. I know people are already like saying that there's gonna be counters to him, but I wanna wait and see till he comes and drops, just because he looks like a game changer for sure. Someone that's gonna be really fun to be used in this game.
Yeah, and somebody that is definitely, everyone is saying like, oh, he doesn't have raid viability, but if you don't use his special, he just makes bots.
Yeah, agreed.
You know.
Yeah. Get the bots in there. I mean, how good is Ultron in raids? All he has to do is just call more bots and get that offense up, get the healing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he doesn't have the energy generation that Ultron does, but he gets to go like 3 times in a row.
Yeah. And then the more Doom bots that you have on the field, the better.
Yeah.
I mean, insane. Cannot wait. I'm actually excited for Doctor Doom.
Me too.
I don't know.
His model looks awesome.
They made him bulky. I think he looks fantastic. He looks like he's a menacing figure. So very, very well. They took their time with him. I think this has actually been something they've been working on, and you can tell that they've been working on him for some time. So I'm excited about him. I'm excited about his kit. I think he's gonna be wonderful, and the fact that he has some fun synergy thanks to Fantastic Four in the background there is just icing on the cake. But he's gonna be amazing on his own. So we're thinking Raider initially on him. We don't have him yet. It's a little bit hard to digest, being based on that we're not running them, and we don't know necessarily the full order on him, the turn order on him, right?
Right, and who you're going to be using him with, like optimally in like arena and stuff like that. And he's one of those like candidates for level 5 ISO, so maybe Fortifier on him. Yeah,
good luck taking him down then at that point, right? he's just gonna be a pain.
That kind of a thing.
Yeah, no, agreed. All right, well, I'm excited for Doctor Doom. I think this team is fantastic. While I have you still in here, let's do one quick Blitz match with both versions of this. We're gonna run both versions of this Fantastic Four team. We're gonna run a version of Namor, and then I'm gonna switch this up, and then I'll put the thing where Namor is and put She-Hulk at the end for the next one, far away from my Human Torch, so Human Torch can hopefully survive a little bit more. But we're gonna try We're gonna try this against, it doesn't matter, we're only tier 6. We're just doing it so you guys can see the order.
Yeah, and slow it down on this initial fight after you barrier to see about Invisible Woman.
From Indivisible Woman to see if they're hitting.
Yeah, see if she's applying that on those retribution. I call them retribution attacks.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna put this in level. Let's put it in level 2 for now, but I'm gonna put it in ×1 speed when we get there.
Perfect.
So assist now. See that vulnerable landed, and it was because I W as a skirmisher on that assist. But assist, we know that works. We want to see when we have barrier up if the retaliation is gonna land in.
I did that triple tap.
All right, so barrier's coming up.
All right. See, look there. Like, is it working? Did he not crit anybody there?
Yeah, no, he didn't crit anybody there. It didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't work as intended there.
So barrier is up. Okay.
Barrier's up, and I think Rocket just got smacked by her, and no vulnerable was landed. We're gonna try it again.
Yeah.
But I think he hit her after the fact, and no, he did not get vulnerable. So
wait, this Guardian seems pretty slow.
Yeah, let's see if we can go against a faster team here. Up next, I'm gonna hit Root actually on purpose so that
up again there.
Let's do a basic here. That basic looks so cool when it's the final kill. Okay, so once again, there it goes. She retaliated, and once again, no vulnerable. So it's not.
Okay,
she's
so
still not landing it.
Do it on the counter because it's not really a counter attack.
Exactly, because it's not really a counter attack. So in the retaliation, it's still not working. But every time she gets called for an assist, though, she still lands that vulnerable, which is still fine. We need a couple more skirmishers if that's the case. Namor did what, like 1 vulnerable out of all 5. So, I still think skirmisher is somewhat valuable for her, especially if she's the one getting called for the assist.
She often is too. It seems like.
Yeah, she seems to be called quite often to assist as well. So let me see. Like right now, we're gonna put them into stealth. They're gonna go for her. And even there, that gave Mantis the vulnerable just by doing that.
Yeah, because technically it's like an attack.
Mm-hmm. All right, once again, retaliation, but she already had it. It's hard to see. We already know, though, based on what happened with Rocket, that you don't get to apply the vulnerable with that mechanic.
Correct.
But here comes Striker. The assist, getting the Blitz, and then the extra attack from the thing. So that's that triple tap that we were telling you guys. It's an amazing mechanic if you have Skirmisher and you have Striker on those guys. With this team, getting that extra assist is everything, right? So much damage. Like Mantis right there disappeared because of that.
There's that ult, that rare thing that we get to see. I always slow it down now when I get to ult with him.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Oh no, I didn't do it in time. No, it didn't do it in time. All right. I know, and I used to love watching all the time. I would always slow it down with Rocket. All right, but we get the gist. Here comes the extra assist. Vulnerable has been in place. Here comes the first attack, assist, and then the triple tap. Once again, an amazing mechanic with this team. And you know what I've found myself doing too, Moon? Teams that I used to punch down on War with Fantastic Four, I'm actually punching across and sometimes slightly punching up now, thanks to the ISOs.
Yeah, definitely.
So, very, very good on this team. I think Mr. Fantastic adds a lot more value now with him being a skirmisher and getting those triple taps going left and right with this team. It's just amazing. It's definitely an amazing mechanic. And they work so well now. They're really fun to use now. Let's try She-Hulk. Let me put the thing here. She-Hulk, like I said, my She-Hulk is pretty weak. She's only about 27. There she is. And I didn't get many red stars on her. She only got what, like 3 red stars?
Yeah, your team is like almost mirror to my team.
All right, what do you want to take them up against? Defenders or?
Let's take them up against defenders.
Defenders.
Because I've noticed that in this matchup, like the defenders often have like a decent sustain
Yeah.
compared to, and so sometimes you don't get there, or
Yeah.
you didn't in the past, anyways. Pre-ISO.
Yeah. All right, Volcano. Good seeing you, my friend. All right. So,
especially in like 8-3.
all right. So
I always hit Punisher first these days.
Yeah.
It's just so much damage.
then I'm gonna hit Punisher. I wanted to slow it down. I want to hit Punisher, then I'm gonna go Fireman. But I was gonna say he looks pretty flimsy, so that's why I was like, maybe we should go in this fight. Maybe we should have gone for someone tankier to see more turns with this team.
So with She-Hulk, you want a special first, though.
All right. So barrier up once again. All right. When we get to She-Hulk, I'm actually gonna slow it down so you guys can see them.
I'll slow it down here if you can.
All right. So we're gonna do special first, and we're gonna do this on. I think we have her as a striker, correct?
Yeah, we have her as a striker, so do it there.
It's such a cool animation too, by the way. All right, so that's speed, getting that taunt, the assist, and then the defense down. If I had a stronger She-Hulk, Iron Fist would be that too there, by the way. Tons of damage coming in from her. So, but that's such a cool animation. That triple tap there is kind of sick. And then now he's at the mercy of whoever's coming next. So he has defense down as well, thanks to that. Oh wait, I did not want to put in auto. I did the wrong thing. Oh no, I put the wrong thing. Bye, Iron Fist. I did not mean to delete you. All right. Once again, attack, assist now, and like you said, she assists a lot. So you saw that she gets that vulnerable, then that extra attack. I don't know if it's a mechanic that just works because it's Reed Reachers and an IW, and there's like an increased rate for her to assist. But she definitely assists more than anybody else in this team, I feel like.
I agree. She does tend to assist quite a bit more. And as you can see, like, She-Hulk really can bring it on offense. I mean, your She-Hulk is really low, like 27k.
Yeah, super low right now.
It's still pumping out tons of damage.
Yeah, if you guys are keeping up with the damage, it was actually quite high. You saw that? I'm gonna do here her ult. Oh, we can't see it, but it was like 19k. And then once again, here comes the taunt on him, the assist, and then the extra attack, which is defense down. I mean, went from almost green to red in just that one single attack, thanks to all three attacks that just took place. And once again, that defense down at the end is just like, it's just the icing on the cake. Set up for whoever else is coming up next. The thing is kind of slow, so the thing can go ahead and delete whoever just got that defense down. And then,
what would I say, the other synergy is that Mr. Fantastic hits two separate people with his ult when She-Hulk's on the team.
Whew. Fun team, guys. Fun team, and they're like a battery now, man. Like I said, I love Mr. Fantastic now. He's just such a good battery with the team. The extra assists every turn, 3 attacks. They're relentless. They don't play. They're such a fun team to be used. And I think the ISOs that we kind of like set in motions give you guys a good idea of how well this team can work with strong synergy. But like I said, She-Hulk as a striker with a good skirmisher, even outside of Fantastic Four, will do fantastic things.
Yeah, and we might talk about She-Hulk as on the Young Avengers team if we get to that.
We'll add her there because she's a good plug and play character there for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, perfect. Well, once again, and this one was actually quite lengthy. This was about 50 minutes ISO Community Day conversation. But once again, thank you so much for joining me, Moon Dancer. And like I said, anyone, you're more than welcome to join this call in any future ISO teams. What's the next team that you want to discuss, Moon?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me look at my roster. You pull up my Blitz teams. I feel like we've been kind of dictated by the calendar here, but we're not going to have the full Pim Tech team.
Not yet, yeah.
And so talking about them this early doesn't seem productive.
Yeah, I agree.
You did Black Order and Symbiotes already?
I did not do symbiotes. We could do symbiotes.
We could do symbiotes. Symbiotes they can be just about anything.
Yeah, they're just so good. It
so
almost
good.
doesn't matter. But I've done. Let's see. We've done so far as Guardians, Brotherhood 2.0, Black Order, X-Men, Guardians, and now Fantastic Four. So.
Boy, the two that stand out to me are Mercenaries. There's lots of fun, and there's lots of mercenaries.
Yeah.
And Shield.
Oh, we could do Shield. I've been dying to talk about Shield because they're just so fun.
ISOs really brought them up, so
back to alive, I tell you. So perfect. All right, so then the next team that we'll talk next Wednesday is Shield. Let's put that down on the list. And we are done, guys, on Community Day. Once again, thank you so much, Moondancer. I appreciate you, my friend.
To be here, talk about it. Always a good time.
Always a good time. Yes, it is, my friend. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the stream, okay?
See you in the stream.